it's Dustin with TechMD. Today we are going to be fixing a Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition FE, also known as. We're going to be doing this quite quickly because I need to get done. So I recommend using a heater, put it at 100 degrees Celsius for about a minute or two. The back glass is not glass, it's actually just a heater. And just warm that up enough where you can cut into the adhesive. I use the BST-928. You can see the links in the description of this video for the parts and tools for everything that you need. So I just like to enter just a little bit and then dive a little bit deeper towards the bottom. I'm just using an Iflex tool to get in here. And there's a couple ways to repair this. Last time I repaired one of these, I used the LCD only. But I found with the original frame to be a little bit cheaper. So customer went ahead and just was okay with the wrong color of the phone. He said that's not a problem. We're gonna have to replace that adhesive. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with and what we have to transfer. Looks like we're gonna have to transfer a cable. Oh, those are always fun. So let's go ahead and remove any of these plastics that are covering ports and whatnot. We're gonna just take a normal 00 Phillips screwdriver and let's start unscrewing here and see what is inside. Now, if you're just replacing just the LCD, then you're gonna cut it off and take this off right here, which actually we can demonstrate that real quick. I would say that doing the LCD is going to be a tad simpler, just the LCD and glass, but it's a $30 difference for the refurbished LCD. The one that I'm using here is all original from Samsung, but if they're not available, it's really the ideal part to have in stock as a technician, or if you're just doing this repair by yourself and you can't find your color, buying the LCD only would be ideal. But like I said, I bought a couple of these because they were in stock and the prices were a little bit cheaper and I can give people a better deal. And anytime I can do that, that's great. So I'm just using the iseasmo tool here to pop this up a little bit. Okay, what you would do is just disconnect this cable here and then cut off the actual screen. And that's it. So you'd warm that up and use a tool to cut it off and you're good to go. But if you want to stick with all original, you're going to keep on following this video. With the cutoff, all you're going to do is use the Iflex tool and make sure that all the glass is scraped clean. Very important. And once it's removed, then you apply all the adhesive that goes around it. I recommend T7000, which I'll show you towards the end of what I'm going to be using to seal up the back. T7000 is like a liquid black adhesive and it works really nice. It's not too bad to clean up if you have to reopen up the phone, but it is better than laying tape, and it's also a water sealant, so it's better. My Rode mic decided to take a crap, so we're not going to be using better audio today, unfortunately. All right, so make sure you fold that over without pulling this cable off. Go ahead and disconnect the battery and then disconnect this, your speaker, wireless charger, and cables that run back and forth. Some of our screws decided to come off, not a problem. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect. Yeah, so I would say definitely LCD experience was way easier than this already. but not a problem here. Now, the reason why you'd want to replace the frame, obviously to save money if it's available, or if it's cheaper to replace the LCD at that point when you guys look at the parts. In the link in the description, guys, come on. Some people have a lot of trouble finding that, and they call me and they're like, Dustin, I can't find this link. If you're watching on a phone, it's a little bit harder to find. I'd recommend finding it on a computer, but all videos, YouTube videos, have a description, and they'll show you where to do it. Now, if you purchase these parts elsewhere, I can't guarantee quality or even warranty. And you never know what you're going to be getting. Also, by watching this video, of course, you're supporting me, but you'd also help support me if you purchase from that link. Doing that supports this channel and encourages me to keep on making repair videos for people. My videos are all about details. A nice sim popper is always helpful. Let's try this. There we go, that works. Just use my Penelope driver from my iPhone. All right, what we need to do is warm it up, but to get the battery out. These are not pull tabs, unfortunately. So white is on the top, red is on the bottom. Looks like there's another thing right here too that needs to be pulled off. No clue what this is. Maybe 5G antenna? Who knows? And here's our camera. The other Phillips here. And our heater, which I like to do things on the heater sometimes. So what we're gonna do here is try to move things around, get it out of our way, so I can show you guys on film what I'm about to do. I have it at 120 degrees Celsius, which is roughly about 248-ish degrees. So just very carefully pull that up, and if it doesn't, let's try with a plastic tool from the other side. And it's really kind of glued in there. There we go, come on. Wow, dinky little camera here. All right, so we could just, man, these screws just get everywhere. Normally I put them in the blue thing, but they weren't coming out always, as Samsung's loves to not come out. Hey, so just put that in there. This is your fingerprint reader, which is like ultra tiny. Go ahead and pop this out. See, I'm using heat right now, so this is going to actually help this kind of stuff to come out. And also, we could start assembling the other one and taking this out, but we are going to not. We're going to take everything out first, the slowest way. Trying to see if we can get this thing out of here. Doesn't seem to want to come out, whatever it is. There we go. Give me a little bit of give. Seems to be glued in. So I just want to keep the right orientation. Put that over there. Go ahead and pop this out carefully. And our vibrator motor. Everything should be nice and loose because it's nice and warm. I'm just going to put it straight over there so that way no loss, no confusion. Give my battery some time to warm up. I would say no more than 3 minutes on that battery there. You don't want to certainly kill it. So remember, red was on the bottom and white was on the top. Pretty straightforward stuff. Oh, looks like there's another little piece over here I just noticed. See if we can actually get it, attack it with our tweezers. Oh, we can. Just put that over here. Make sure this is on here. Some of these are refurbished and you're not going to have the exact everything over. So just double check, make sure everything's over before moving on. Okay, so for the battery, typical Samsung battery is softly glued, but glued enough where I like to get some heat under there. Be careful not to puncture the battery. I can't, there we go. I got in here on this side, but should come up pretty easy. But just got to be super careful with that puncture thing that I was just talking about. Puncturing the battery, it's going to explode and catch on fire. So you don't want that to happen. I'm going to put this on the heater, so I'm going to peel off this glue and put some new glue on. Go ahead and start reassembling this. I usually like to leave the battery to the last. Let's see here. Let's go one at a time, one piece at a time. Front camera. Antenna piece. Oh, we gotta put the black screws down if we're gonna do that. So we got 3 black screws. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure this one was right here. I could be wrong. And so the best way to check to see if the screws go in the right hole, you always just grab this. See, that one has a screw for this, and there's no screw for that, so that's where it belongs. That's how I do new devices that I've never really, done a full teardown or whatnot on. Okay, let's try to move these cameras and see if I can put the board down first. Sometimes you can't do that. Other times you can. Seems to be fine. Some of the other Samsungs, the whole camera is as one set, one piece. All right, so these are always tricky to put on. Just try to eye it up and line it up. So I like to use the little bit bigger ones. So red is below. Looks like it weaves all around in here. So what I'm doing is just pushing it back a little bit, so that way it lines up properly. You got tiny fingers, you'll be able to easily get that in just with your fingers, but not me. I got big fingers, so it's kind of hard. Some of these pieces just do not want to stay. But that's the whole point of that. There's 2 screw holes for that. Well, not a problem. Make sure I didn't miss any other screw holes. I don't think there was a motherboard screw that I remember. All right, so I just weaved this cable under here a little bit. Let's go ahead and place the battery on. And you could technically test it here. While that's turning on, we're going to go ahead and just remove this adhesive. Look at me forget stuff. Oops, is it sliding out? Oh, we can see if there's something different. Let's pop this up and see if there's something underneath here that I missed. They look absolutely identical. Maybe I'll just remove some of this extra glue here. That's not really going to do much of a difference. This is a very unique problem. Maybe just not machined perfectly right. Everything up top seems to be clicking in well. Oh, man, these screws are just everywhere. I'm definitely going to pop them out of their normal holes next time. Jeez. See, this one seems tinier. I'm going to assume that that screw would be towards the middle. Just be careful about your screw arrangement. I would assume the tinier ones in the middle, but then it could be the longer ones. Next time I'll pay attention to that. You guys pay attention for me when you are doing it. It's such a unique problem. Let's try adjusting the cable that direction. That's slightly better. It's not, it almost feels like it's not perfectly sitting in there flush like it's supposed to be. That's so weird. I would have loved to pull off the screw and look at that more carefully next time I do it, for sure. When it comes to refurbishing phones, I tell people that if we're using all original parts, it's going to be about 99% quality. I can never guarantee that extra 1% to get back to manufacturer specs. Sometimes, or I'd say most of the time it is, but especially on the newer stuff, it's a little bit trickier because you're still learning how to fix it and there's no blueprints. And that's why I posted the previous video of the right to repair. You know, that's what we're fighting. So it's unfortunate, but it's what it is. It seems to be fine. Oh yeah, and this had no charges, I remember. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and glue it down, but I need to find my T7000. There you are. This is gonna help give it a good, nice water seal. especially if you use the press. That's what I use for pretty much everything. If your phone's dead, you can charge it in the press too. So you just leave it in the press for about 5 minutes. Show you here in a second. So we run the glue across. That's going to spread out nice and evenly with the amount that we put on. And just going to use the pressure holder fixture mobile phone. What a name, right? Just put it right in the center. And that is it. I'll show you guys booting up here in a second. Like I said, leave it for about 5 minutes. So, well, guys, thanks for watching. Really, I do appreciate it, and I plan on doing something crazy soon, and it might beat these videos being edited, but I plan on setting up a whole live stream setup where I'm just going to live stream everything, so that way you guys really see the raw content. I almost never edit everything out, but I really want to be able to show you that the average person can do this with some training and skill. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys.